Oris, good morning and welcome. All right, so we love it when you're a part of the conversation. The WhatsApp number is 0809 4440981. And you can also tweet at Smooth981. The live stream is on, by the way, so you can catch the live stream at Smooth981 FM Lagos on YouTube, and you can post a comment on there. Now, we like the live stream because sometimes when the mics go off, the conversation keeps going. So, yeah.
Sometimes actually.
Yes. All right. So it seems like it's going to be lawsuits raining in the comedy sector in Nigeria very soon. So it was the media back and forth, the interviewers asking questions and then answers coming. And right now, people are starting to get ready to get lawyered up.
Yeah, so it's rather unfortunate, but I don't think anybody's going to go that far. To be honest, I think one of these things is just the regular. This is the legal equivalent of the Nigerian. Do you know who I am?
Nothing comes out of it.
Exactly. Sometimes you have. Do you know who I am on the road, and nobody's really throwing any punch or anything. So I think that this, there's always going to be that. Do you know who I am? By putting up a post saying I'm going to sue you.
All right. So a bit of a backstory. AY. It started with AY, and then
it was AY and Basket Mouth.
Yeah, and then Bovi said his piece.
Just a joke.
Yeah, he didn't really have much to do with. Right?
Yes.
With AY. And then Julius says, maybe there's more to this beef. In fact, AY stole my date for my Easter concerts. And AY, in his words, caught phone on top my neck. And I have to say that. And now AY has responded to Julius and says, if Julius doesn't stop, and we're talking about Julius Agwu, by the way, if Julius Agwu doesn't stop speaking about him and, saying these sort of things, then he's going to go legal.
Well, so, did you guys, you saw the post now by that
AY post.
That very post. You saw it, right?
Yeah, the
addressing all of these things
notice.
where he had notice and he put a couple of, it was like a carousel of
okay, I already saw the particular law.
Okay, so he put
the evidence
videos,
that they actually didn't take
anything away from Julius, which is also my my position in that situation. I just don't feel like somebody can take away a date of that you have an event and certain. I understand the way you were of the argument that if you are in the same in the premise of the same industry and my event is popular on a particular date or particular time, and I set my own so that it sort of clashes and maybe we'll share numbers and stuff. And I still say I understand, but it won't stop me from going ahead with my own event. But if you look at it from the way Julius presented or painted the picture, you realize that with AY's defense, Julius was actually on AY's show. He has featured on AY's live show all along. AY too has featured on his own events,
even outside the
country. Do you understand? Apart from that one, they're supposed to be family friends. That they share ties. They've done a lot of things together that a lot of us ordinarily we don't even or we had no idea of. So there was a way Julius painted the picture that made it seem like, it was supposed to be like maybe we're not really maybe like Oris and I, for instance, and now it made it seem like me and Oris are not really guys or we're not really friends. And then
are you guys friends? You guys stroke each other all the time.
Yeah, but that's the fun. That's the fun in our friendship. It's just banter,
Yeah.
When we want to get serious, we get serious, So, but when I saw that thing, I just realized that so how do you explain this so will you now say now let me tell you another thing about what Julius said, which may be beyond just taking the date off AY, is the fact that he said that after that period that he spoke and he now started
he was ill.
He was ill and then started feeling somehow, and this it gave a perception that maybe they now in quotes jazzed him. Maybe AY did something to So you see, it was bad. But I don't like. I don't think it's okay to be trying to apportion the blame for your failure. I'm not saying. Listen. I'm not saying that Julius failed or he has failed. But I'm saying that if something happens to you and you're now looking, which is not particularly favorable to you, you now start looking for how you can apportion or pass the blame to or take the shots to someone else.
But even in friendships,
isn't this human?
AY has done well for himself. As far as I'm concerned, people can say whatever they want to say, but you have to give AY kudos, give him his flowers for how well he has done for himself and
Yes.
how
Oris,
much
you
he
have
has
a different
broken
opinion.
the odds.
Not even
That's how I say.
not even different per se, but I just feel like bringing up AY's success in this issue, I don't think it's. I think everybody knows AY is probably top 2 or top 3 any comedians in Nigeria. So I don't think that's the point. For me, it's more like behavior. Have you treated somebody badly? And that's what that it looks like, at least for Julius. AY treated him badly. And so he didn't feel some type of, he felt some type of way when it looked like AY was claiming to be a victim with Baskin. And you're like, actually, you've done bad things to me too.
Right.
You know? Exactly. So, but
What
I
bad
think
things?
We
Yeah,
probably
but I
might
think-
not know, but he's talking
Exactly,
about
yeah.
the dates.
exactly no. So I think what has changed this dynamic is that what's his name? AY has produced receipts of kind
But
of
how
like
come
what-
AY could produce receipts
Yeah.
against Julius, but he hasn't produced receipts that prove his case with the basket mount incident?
I don't think it's the same thing. One of them is a perception theory. The other one is about business, and there are usually documents to back one of those. So it's not quite the same thing. Well, to be
Yeah,
honest, again,
that's
you
true.
could also say that the internet helped AY by producing photos of him and Basket. So he did
What
prove
receipts?
that, you know what, these guys at some point we were kind of cool, at least in public.
Wait,
Which I think
people-
is the real thing here, by the way. How come comedians are so this quarrelsome?
Exactly. You're not supposed to make us happy.
You
Life
get-
is tough enough.
No, but so that's the thing. You think
Showbiz,
comedians are
right?
supposed to be
It's showbiz.
happy every time, or they're supposed to be just funny every time? But they are real. They are human beings. They are real people. The art of comedy, in quotes, is an art.
Right.
It's you have to put yourself or put your head in that situation, which is why sometimes you see them outside, you're looking at them, you start laughing, and then what can you what's funny?
Clearly, because I think maybe that's the theme of this comedian Wahala. Is like, what's funny, really? You know, I mean, among the three of them, like, really, the theme is what's funny.
Right.
There's nothing funny about it. Because I was so surprised to see that AY is invoking a lawsuit. I'm like,
I know.
how did you get here? How come? You know, so I don't know, man. It's
So you know what is
an
interesting?
unfortunate situation.
I've been with at least 2 parties to this conversation in the same place, and everybody was happy. It was like a home celebration.
Really?
Yes. So I'm like, how did things change in a few years?
I guess it's like I said, show business. Everybody puts their best game face out there, but privately they might have like strong issues, but nobody wants to really come and start stuff. The real problem here is Chude asking
Chude is probably somewhere like, ha 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 ha.
asking AY what happened between him. That was kind of what opened all of this. Otherwise, everybody was quietly doing their own beef in their
Wow.
house. You know, and then suddenly that
Someone
question
needs
just
to give
opened this.
Chude an Oscar right now. Okay,
Honestly.
Taya says AY with clapback and issuing receipts against Julius Agwu. I wonder who invited him. All of a sudden, Nigerian comedians are now serious. Please, what multiverse are we in? Oh wow. Cisco Delgado says in Africa we're fond of putting blames on others concerning our failures. How
This
can
man
Julius
says,
say
look at
that
James.
AY may have done something? He didn't say that though.
He didn't say that.
He didn't say that.
But I think
That's
it's not fair.
He
I don't
didn't
think
say
it's,
that.
I don't think it's fair to Julius, to be honest. I
No.
think it's just a case of him saying that this
everyone is
what
allowed
happened
their
now.
say, right?
Yeah, I don't know why James is beefing Julius.
Oh my god!
It is
But
James
you
that's
guys-
the problem now.
But I
James is the one.
explained that I wasn't really pleased. But see, that is that person's perception really at the end of the day. But that's not what I'm really. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Just to clarify, Cisco, Julius Agwu never said AY made him ill. He was just narrating a story. He was ill shortly after an incident, and people are going to interpret it
exactly.
whichever way they want. He never said that. All right, let's go on to our next story. And this one has to do with Don Jazzy. Now, the comedy drama introducing the Kujus is getting a sequel, and that means we'll now see Don Jazzy on the big screen.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He has been on the big screen before, by the way.
He has.
He was in one of Tony Imac or Tony Abraham. Which one
Was
he
it a
goes
Waka
by
Pass
to-
role?
Yes, it was. Yes, yeah.
Oh,
it
okay.
was a cameo.
All
You
right.
need to see the big
Um,
billboard
I
and
think the big billboard. What?
and that Lekki
Okay, having him.
Ikoyi bridge,
Mm.
a huge one, like one of those multimedia ones. That I was like, okay,
Wow.
Yeah,
So
but of
they're
course,
really,
because it's, I mean, but that's what's happening now, right?
Mm.
People who, and that's, I know people in the industry who are not happy with it, mostly actors, because they feel like you guys are not trained, you guys are not actors, you guys have never really done this. All that's happened is you have,
Social
I think
media
he has
following.
about 21 or 60 million,
Right.
million followers, and so the producer are trying to cash in on that audience. So I say, okay, come and feature.
Oh, wait. Sorry, go ahead.
So
go ahead.
yeah, so I don't know if it's a big, juicy role. But I think there are people in the industry who are going to feel like, once again, this is happening because I'm sure that he might be playing a version of himself,
right,
or goofing about, just in a, I don't know what the role is, but whatever it is, I think there are people who are going to be displeased that he gets a role and maybe somebody else would have gotten it if he wasn't Donjazzy, who was this trillions of followers.
Does it water down the content when people are being cast, not particularly because they're like trained or professional actors, but because they have social media following? Is it art over money, or is it money over art, really?
It is. I think for a lot of Nollywood, it's always money over art. So I think there are very few people who care entirely about like all of the art. But then again, to be honest, there are people who are so smart with this, who find a way to like bring in this character who ordinarily would not be there, but they base it around the person's real personality. I mean, it wouldn't happen in Hollywood, to be honest. So I think there might be a chance for something like this to happen more. In fact, not a chance. Actually, I think it will keep happening. There's no way to stop, because let's not forget, marketing is a very, very money intensive endeavor. So if you can find a way to cut your costs, why not do it?
Right. So speaking about this, when The Rock first started acting, he was a wrestler, right? And somehow from the wrestling guy, that had a role in The Mummy, he went into The Scorpion King, and now he's one of the biggest guys in Hollywood.
Yeah, but there was a huge gap. I think people forget that between Scorpion King and who we know as the Fast and Furious, whatever. There's this big gap. Okay. Apparently, by Scorpion King, it was clear that he wasn't going to work out for him. Actually, it was clear that The Rock was going rock bottom. was going to the best, So he kind of, but I'm serious, So he kind of reinvented. And I think that with The Rock, what has happened now is a lot of the films have him as producer or as a producer, which means something about it financially is coming from him. So of course that helps everything. It means that I can bankroll the kind of stuff I get. So that's why, of course, Rock is not going to get any Oscar anytime soon.
Yeah, that's
wow. That's a good one. So, but I also believe personally that when it comes to acting or it's, you can't say, oh, because this, but you're not trained for this thing, or that acting is supposed to be okay. No disrespect to the fact that for people who are trained or who actually have to study or study the art or of acting, so to speak. But I still feel like for some people it's talent. It's something that you can just, it's inbuilt. They say, come play this role, and you just pull it off. They shouldn't restrict you from getting an opportunity on the big screen. So for a Donjazzy, I always feel like all creatives, as a creative, you may just be able to do just about anything. And if you are given the opportunity to come and showcase your talent or your person as an actor, I mean, it shouldn't be, sort of.
But James, if
do
you think as a person you would hold this same opinion if you were a trained actor? So that's the difference. I think that for us, it doesn't matter.
So that's
but if you are a trained actor, it feels, and you know that, by the way, Nollywood is a very difficult place to like thrive in. Very, very difficult, So you know that you are not getting the roles. I did this for many years, blah blah blah. I paid my dues, and then lo and behold, maybe I haven't screen tested for this. I auditioned for this, and suddenly it is Kiz Daniel who is giving the role. I'm going to be like,
you also understand.
So you see. So for us, it might be fine, but I wonder how it is for these people.
But if you understand the business of this our movie industry right now, if you understand the business, you understand and agree to why the producers or the owners decide to use a certain person. And then imagine how many of you are trained in this industry, and then maybe you now decide to carry the fire on your head it will now be there paining you. What's hurting you? Why are you sad? I feel like it's an open ground. We've seen actors who go into music. Nobody's coming to say, "Oh, why are you singing?"
Some of those actors have had.
None of them have
succeeded.
You see, it's easy for you to say, "Oh, none of them have succeeded,"
but it's true.
Because, but if they did, or if it happened at the end of the day, nobody
will say. Happened.
That's the point. And it's been years actually. You all remember. I mean, some of us should remember Motola. Some of us.
I remember that. I remember that.
There were so many of them.
Jim Ike had a stint too.
A lot of them.
I actually kind of liked that one though.
Which one?
Jim Ike?
I'm the sun, and there was someone playing the violin. It was like Miri Benari. I liked it.
Lagos, if you're listening, Zibby is the only person who remembers that song.
What does that say?
The only person in this country, or maybe even this planet, who remembers that song is Jim Ike and President Zibby.
Oh my
The
Jim
only
God.
Ike has
people-
forgotten this. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I used to be a Jim Ike fan. I loved him.
Yeah,
probably still
don't worry.
do.
A lot of women of that division they really like.
Yeah,
Jim
he
Ike.
was the bad boy.
Yeah.
So is there a new Nollywood bad boy right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Oris should know.
Yeah, I would know, but let me explain why it looks like there isn't. The
maybe
industry has
Timini.
fragmented.
Nah.
Is it coming? Is it getting there?
Zibby says nah. No, but I think James is right by the way. But no, but it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. He would never be as bad a boy as Jim Ike was.
Right.
Because it was
Or
monolithic.
Shegun Arinze, Black Arrow.
Yeah, so at the time, all you needed to do was tie in a bunch of VHS, whatever, and you're fine. But
Right.
think about it now. There is the streaming guys,
Mm.
there's the big screen, there is YouTube,
Yeah.
there is TV,
Right.
and the guys on cable, it's so many. So
right.
unless you are satisfying each of these gaps, and to be honest, in terms of the money,
Mm.
all of these people are very different. The people who are producing films on YouTube are not people who are doing stuff on the big screen.
Right.
So it means that if you can't satisfy all of these 5 fragments, you would never really be somebody who cuts across Nigeria.
Mm.
Because think about it again. If you wanted a streaming platform, you pay, I don't know, 2,000, 3,000 for that. But to go to the cinemas, you probably need 5,000 or 4,000. How many people have that money to pay that one, and then pay this one?
That is true.
So you can never really be a big star anymore. It's no longer possible.
All right. Well, we've got some messages coming through. We'll take them on the other side. And please, if you know a modern day Nollywood bad boy, let us know.
Zibby is on the lookout.
I just want to see. Let me compare them to the glory days of Jamaica and Co. All right, stay with us. It's the grapevine.
Who else was a bad boy besides? I think it's only Jamaica. I don't think even back then.
Sorry?
Who was also a bad guy? Who
I
was
was just reminded.
Jamaica, there was something about him.
Yeah, Black Arrow was a bad guy.
Like a
like
terrible
a
bad
guy,
guy. Yeah.
Criminal.
Jamaica was a bad boy.
Okay, bad boy. Yeah.
So there's a difference. There's
That's
a small
true.
difference there.
That
exactly,
is
you
true.
know. So I
That
think
is
yeah.
true.
So nowadays,
Different.
I don't think anybody else was a bad boy like Jamaica at the time.
Because Jamaica was bad and he was
Yeah.
a lover and he was the kind of bad boy that your parents are like, don't date that boy.
Exactly. You had Ramsey who was more like lover boy. Not bad, but just lover boy.
Yeah.
Patata, remember Patata?
Yeah, he was
The
fine.
The same thing. Even
Terrible
Emeka
actor.
Ike,
Oh my
the same
days,
thing.
right.
The same thing. But the bad boy really was Jamaica.
Jamaica was bad.
It was
He
really
carved
bad.
that market.
He
for
made you
himself.
believe that he was like that in real
I
life.
hear he is
I
like
kind of,
that.
yeah, actually, kind of like that in real life. In fact, let me give you the story, by the way. For the guys who are on YouTube, free gist.
Yeah.
So actually, the way Jamaica became a star,
Yeah.
there was somebody was asking, "Hey, come and play this thing," and he came on set, and it was supposed to be somebody who was a returnee in the story,
Right.
And then he came on set, and he was supposed to maybe he had a drug problem or something, and he came on set. Nobody said it.
Hankanuku.
Hank said,
Hankanuku was a bad guy,
Oh,
but
Hank.
a weird.
Yeah, funny.
all
Maybe.
together.
I liked Hank as
I like that.
as
I like
a
what he said.
criminal.
I like what he said. He said like not all together. Not
like
all
Hank
together.
as
Then.
a
Oh, then in
criminal.
that case, there was also Jerry Amilo. Do you remember Jerry Amilo?
Yeah, he
Bruno
was a
and the
bad
Dog.
guy.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, we've been walking down memory lane on the live stream. Oh my goodness, James and Oris, we've gone back in time trying to find the new Nollywood bad boy. And then it took us to the bad boys of yore.
Of your yes.
The WhatsApp number to be a part of the conversation is 0809 444 981. You can tweet at Smooth981. The live stream is still ongoing. And James actually did spill, Oris, I beg your pardon, spilled some free tea. If you missed that, well, I don't know. Live stream, just search for Smooth981 on YouTube. So we've come up with a list of some of the bad boys of yore. So, Jim Ike.
Of
Yeah.
course. Number
And-
one.
Oris, please do that distinction again. Jim Ike versus Black Arrow. Shegun
No,
Arinze.
yes, I was saying Shegun Arinze was a bad man or a bad guy. You understand? Jamaica was a bad boy. There's a distinction between those two things. One of them is like a lover, one of them is kind of a criminal.
Yeah, actually.
Exactly, because I don't think
That you need to fear.
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think Jamaica was really carrying guns and everything.
He
in some of
wasn't.
his roles.
Yeah.
But you know that if there was Black Arrow in the movie, this man was probably going to shoot somebody.
That is true. Where would we put Chidi Mokeme
Okay,
from way back?
at the time, Chidi was actually more of a lover boy.
Of a lover boy,
Actually, yes.
yes.
He wasn't really a bad. It's now. It looks like he's
Like
becoming
can
a
we
bad
put-
guy.
Sidney Mokame would have been like a Ijigolo.
Yes, in movies at the time,
At the
yeah.
time, at
He
the
would have
time.
been perfect for that role. I think he probably had a few movies
I
like that.
probably did.
Hank Sanuku would have been like, the
He was
I
slightly...
think Hanks was somebody in between, a
In
bad
between,
boy and a bad man. He was, yes, he was somebody who was in.
Hank
who was in
to
the middle.
force a girl to date him. Like,
Yes,
you
yes,
are
he
gonna
would.
date me.
But Jamaica is like, I'll make you want me.
Exactly.
You will need to see how Zibby did that on the
And
video,
Jim
by the
Mike
way.
must
I
not
wish
catch
you
you
guys
with that
are
boy.
watching
Oh,
this
you're in trouble.
on YouTube, actually. I wish
Jim
you
Mike
guys
must
were
not catch
watching
it.
this
That
on
boy shall. Hey,
You'll be in trouble.
who's that? Who's that? Why you going to do
What
that?
about Majid Michael from Ghana? Oh my goodness.
Oh my Michael.
He was the lover boy.
Yes, that's
That's
what
yes.
that's
I
about.
don't. Some Nigerians didn't like him. Like,
Really?
he looked like a wannabe
Ramsey.
Ramsey Noah.
Oh.
Who was our chief lover boy, I think, at the time, actually?
Yeah.
But there was a number of them. There was Ramsey, there was
Ramsey.
Emeka Eke,
Yes.
there was Patata.
Emeka Ike was like, you know, the I love you, but
Yes, I
you
would
know,
love you.
Yeah, and
I
I would
would love
marry
you.
you.
Big flowers. Yeah.
No, I think Ramsey would be the one that would bring flowers. They used to bring these plastic flowers.
Yes,
back. Oh
a
my
lot of
God.
them.
Thank God we don't have those days anymore.
What about the girls that, or the females that people that was everybody's woman crush, or people?
Oh.
At the
It
time.
had to be Rita Dominic or Genevieve.
Which
Those were-
Askia
yes.
was hot too.
Stella Damasos.
Stella. She
Stella.
was a brilliant actress as well.
Yes, Stella as well.
Then the bad girl Bimbo.
Bimbo.
What's the name of the bad girl?
Akintola.
How about Eukarya? I don't know this.
Oh, she was bad.
Eukarya
Bad
was
Mama Jamma.
No, Eukarya was like the middle.
Eukarya was bad.
It was bad.
Yes, she was.
Yes. She was the
Wow.
one in Glamour because I remember the scandal at the time.
The
You know,
bathtub
the
scene.
bathtub scene, exactly.
That was so basic because I see it now and I'm
Now
like,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But at the time it was such a big, like, what is she doing? And Zakoji tried to like sponge her off.
oh, right, that's true.
I didn't like the casting of the casting of Zach Oji with
Eukarya.
Eukarya. No, I didn't like it.
Zakoji is such a gentleman, right? It doesn't seem like he should be that kind of guy.
It
That's
just feels
what I'm saying,
like
I didn't-
he was always old.
Exactly.
He was old from a young
I
age.
didn't like him. Like, why this guy?
Wow. Okay, let's see what messages we have coming
Shout out to
through.
RMD though.
Oh, RMD,
He was-
like
he was-
fine
he was-
wine.
A total complete
I wish
package.
people could see Zibby. I talk about these men, by the way. It's
And the way
so
she rolls her
fortunate.
eyes.
Exactly.
But you have to give it to Nigerian men, you know, Nollywood men, Nigerian men.
No,
We have
Nigerian
some
men,
good-looking
all of
men.
us. Haven't you seen people on social media? There's a show, by the way, coming out, I think, on one of these streaming platforms called I Want a Niger Guy.
Really? Like a reality TV series?
I am telling you.
Wow.
Yes, and yes, I think it's centered around the appeal, the Nigerian male. Anybody's a Nigerian man out there, this is for you. So yeah, there's this appeal that Nigerian men have, apparently across the continent, and so
Wow.
people are trying to like do something around this. So yeah,
This is
watch
interesting.
out, watch out.
Okay, let's see if it'll be like Real Housewives of Abuja. All right. Zach Orgy is a modern old school guy. Emeka Ike is a love doctor. Jim Ike is a colomental bracket temporary madness.
Who's that?
That is Cisco Delgado. Okay, let's see what Taya says. Taya says Majid Michael, he's not Nigerian though.
Yeah,
Patience
Ghanaian.
Ozokwo, you know you didn't want her to be your mother-in-law.
Oh,
That's
come
for
on,
sure.
of course.
Certainly,
Yeah.
certainly. There was also the other Ghanaian who was also light skinned.
Van Vicker.
Yes.
Van Vika.
Yeah, his acting skills are questionable. Really questionable. Majid gives me that I could be a Shakespearean actor. Like when he's telling the actress I love you, you feel like he's talking to you. Like you.
I mean, sorry. I just got a correction. So actually, it is the name of the show is I Want a Niger Boy.
I want a Niger
Oh,
boy.
okay.
Okay, we don't want Niger boys here.
That is not true.
No, we
but
want Niger men, not Niger boys.
what is Zibby talking about? Anyway, it's called I
But
Want a Niger
on the
Boy.
ladies' side, we liked Jackie Appiah back then. Jackie
I
Appiah.
think we still
Yeah,
do.
Jackie.
And
Okay,
also-
she was good.
I still do.
There was also Dumas. What was that? Dumas, something Dumas.
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn.
Justin Dumas.
No, Jocelyn
Oh.
is forever and
Yeah.
ever and ever.
Yes,
Let's
she's
not
gorgeous.
let's not talk about her. actually.
Yvonne Nelson too.
Yvonne Nelson, right, Yvonne Nelson. And I liked, a lot of the crossovers then with the Ghanaian actors. Does that
Yeah.
still happen though?
we
I don't know
had
how
a
much.
big there was a bit of an issue at some point. The Ghanaian, whether it's their government, decided to put a certain level of levies on Nigerian productions, and that's kind of like the beginning of the end.
Mm.
Because of course we said, you know what, we can do our own too, and so
No,
it
but
kind
we're
of growing.
doing
But by
ours.
the way, they are trying to get back. There is, I think, from last week or 2 weeks ago, there was like a statement that they are trying to get more productions to happen in Ghana, and they're really cutting the Nigerian industry. So maybe we'll see those glory days back again.
That would be good. Have that collaboration. Introduce Nigerians to Ghana, introduce Ghana to Nigerians. So I think it's brilliant. And let's see, Saint Fajo says, where will you place Gentle Jack?
What?
Gentle
What?
Jack. Gentle
What?
Jack is like the mountain.
No, that one is Gentle Jack
Gentle
was
Jack.
the assassinator of all, the kidnapper and the killer of all.
You know, he was the action guy.
He
Along
was.
with guys like JT Tom West, rest his
Oh,
soul.
just
Yeah.
somewhere.
Saint Toby. Those guys could do action movies.
Sam Dede.
Oh, Sam
Badass.
Dede.
Till date. Sam
Yes.
Dede.
No, but I
yes.
think you people are. I think Gentle Jack had his own category though.
Hmm?
He had his own category. He was
Guys,
not a lover boy.
Who's
Remember this other guy, Voltron? What's that his name? He had a lot of muscles.
Voltron.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Who's
know
that?
him.
Voltron.
Oh, I think it's Tony Voltron. Yes,
Tony-
I think, yes.
yeah,
Was it
Tony
I think it
something.
was Tony Voltron.
Tony something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, if another, yes, you're right. Two of them belong to the
Yes,
kind
the
of.
same.
Oh.
They were just
Grab-
killers
grab.
and kidnappers. They were politicians' bodyguards.
Okay, Haxanuku. Let's see. Anthony says Toby of Gangs of Lagos is the new bad boy. Who's Toby?
So I don't know
Oh,
about him
Toby
being bad,
Bakri,
but
Toby
he's a
Bakri.
good actor.
And
He's a good actor.
Zibby doesn't approve, by the way. You should see her face. Zibby doesn't think that Toby is the
Bad boy like that.
is the bad boy.
He just-
but I
because he's a
think
funny
maybe
guy.
maybe needs more roles. Maybe.
No, but he's a good actor. Let's not forget fact. He's a good actor,
No,
but
but-
the roles,
Yeah.
maybe the roles or the that's it, the roles that they cast him.
Right.
Did you watch him on Unmarried?
No,
No.
I didn't see that.
Okay, you need to see him on Unmarried.
So it's not part of the problem, right? You need to be watching
Certain
to
rights.
understand to get,
That is
yes,
true.
Really, really.
Guys.
Back to the problem. All right, let's see.
Torino that we're trying to remember.
Okay,
My wife
so-
has sense,
Hi, James' wife. Baby says,
Chicks.
read on Jazzy being in the movie. The world is changing, and especially in the creative sector, we have influencers competing for jobs with creative professionals. This will continue to happen because creative producers are as focused on turning out creative work as they are on making a profit.
Of course.
It's something that creative professionals will need to deal with as they go on, and
Yeah.
proactive ones will also have to start placing themselves as influencers. At the end of the day, it's all about the Benjamins. Okay.
Right.
Toby is a cool guy, but a bad boy. No, no, no. I loved Chike's side. Chike is a new lover boy all the way. Is that Chike the singer?
Yeah.
Oh, he's an
Because
actor now.
he was in Gangs of Lagos.
But still, I mean,
But yeah, but
he
I
has done
don't-
enough roles
Yeah,
to
not
convince us
exactly.
like
And
that.
not enough lead. You need to be a lead to be able to like attain that that position. And yeah,
Wow.
Toby, sorry, what's his name? Chike hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't.
Mm.
But I
Okay.
think maybe the person is talking mostly about his music persona.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's talk about Jonathan Majors. We are running out of time. I was hoping we could talk about Ray Emodi. Okay. Let's go on to Jonathan Majors. So Jonathan Majors seems like everyone is dropping him front, back, left, right,
he-
center, up, above, below, all around.
He is finished. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm serious. I'm saying this as somebody who wanted him to succeed, but it's not going to happen. It's not just going to happen anymore.
Wow.
Just yesterday, I think, or this morning, I can't remember now. But yeah, I read that there's a number of women who are coming out, or people who are coming to say they've had nasty experiences. And when this starts to happen, everything starts to really,
Crumble,
it's really,
yeah. Me too,
exactly.
starts
You know,
pulling
because I
up,
know that
yeah.
there have been 3 or 4 projects now, including one ad that he has been pulled from.
Yeah.
So there was
He was
this thing
supposed to be
about
Dennis Rodman in a biopic.
exactly.
That would have
So I
been a
heard,
big
yes,
thing for him.
I've heard that's not going to happen. There's another one. It was mostly adaptation. He was attached to for a while. None of them going to happen. So yes, I think 3 or 4 projects. So yeah, it's
Wow.
just, and I think very soon what is left, I think for him is or rather the only way something is going to happen to him is if Disney doesn't drop him. But immediately that happens, it's finished.
End of the road.
Yeah, because he was supposed to be this character, Kang the Conqueror, where a lot of the next phase for the Disney Marvel project is supposed to center around him.
Wow.
So yeah, if they say, you know what, we can't do this officially, everything has scattered. Actually.
Wow. I hope he has a college degree though.
I think he has an MFA from Yale. So yeah, but
but
that doesn't
that's
matter.
not
really
That
that
doesn't do anything for him. I can assure you.
It sort of ruins your.
So maybe if he has a
personal
software engineering degree,
Yeah, come up
you
with
can go and
or
code.
something.
You can go and code. But
Oh
nah.
wow.
But it's so sad, but just shows that no matter what if you think that you've gotten away or you can do whatever you want, that one day to just catch up with you and
And we also have to remember, though, he's innocent until he's been proven guilty. Just putting that out there.
Not in Hollywood at the moment.
The way of the world.
Not in Hollywood. Not. I mean, right now in Hollywood, if you have some kind of scandal and it's not immediately quelled.
Mm.
The longer it takes, the worse it becomes.
Wow.
And now that there are people are going to come out to say, you know what, we want to. I hear the police is trying to get everybody to actually give statements.
Yeah.
Believe me, nobody wants that on a production.
All right, Jonathan Majors, sir, you done. And we're also done here. That's all the time that we have for the Grapevine this morning. Thanks for your messages. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Oris. Thank you, James. And don't forget, we can keep the conversation going on social media. We're at Smooth981 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. James and Oris Show on YouTube, on social media handles.
Instagram, James Silas, one word, James Silas, like that.
Yes, and it's Catchoris, Catchoris.
All right, catch Oris, especially if you don't like what he said. Catch him and say hello, just say hi.
Just say hello, exactly, please. Don't do anything but you want that. Just say hello.
All right, do stay with us. There's a lot more to come on the Smooth Breakfast. Lagos Stock starts from 9 a.m. Stay with us.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, actually, I mean, stop.
Okay, that was